Welcome to my channel Biology. My name is Subhas, and if you are preparing for business analyst interview or a senior business analyst interview, so you have come to right place. I have worked for several years as a business analyst in the IT and healthcare domain, handling everything from requirement gathering to claim data, EDI transaction, data mapping, preparing documents. So in this video, I'm going to share practical tips, real interview questions, and the exact mindset you need to crack your level 1 BA interview. Whether you are switching careers or starting fresh, my goal is to simplify complex concepts so you feel confident and job ready. So, if you want insider knowledge, real examples, and straightforward guidance, hit that subscribe button and let's grow together in this BA journey. So, let's start the video without doing any delay. Now, let me, as I said, I have around like 12 years of experience in IT and almost 7 to 8 years of experience in healthcare domain. So last couple of years I have given a lot of interviews, and also uh, in the workplace where I'm working as a senior BA, as a lead BA actually. So I take a lot of interviews, so I can the guidance or whatever I'm going to share in this video will be from both perspectives. So I know like what are the mistakes the BAs or the candidates are doing, and also what is the mindset of the interviewer when they are asking you a particular question. So I'll be able to guide you in both the way, right? So you will get a 360-degree view of these interview questions and answers. So let's dive in. First of all, let me tell you about the interviewer. Now, because we are talking about level 1 interview, okay, this is not level 2 or level 3. So level 1 is the very basic interview. I mean the first interview that someone from the HR team or the talent acquisition team, a lot of time it's no one from the company where you are going to apply. It's they have outsourced that work to some third party company and they are doing that job for them. So it's no one. First thing which we need to understand is the person who is taking your level 1 interview is not from a technical background or don't have much experience in the healthcare industry. Okay, so that is one thing that you need to know. Now, second thing is they have, they have a set of questions which they need to ask to make sure that the candidate knows something about it. So one thing which I tell to most of the candidate, because I do training also for business analysis and all, so I tell all my candidates that you should uh, have confidence. When you're giving those answers, it should come out. So I know a lot of people are trying to move from non-IT to IT field by this BA job, or they are working as a QA, as a software tester or a developer, but now they don't want to continue coding and want to switch to the product management side, so basically a scrum master or a business analyst or a product owner. So so the thing that you need to keep in mind is they don't know, right? So obviously your resume says that you have some kind of experience with BA, but that should also come up when you're speaking, right? Because communication is one of the very very important factor when you're trying to get into these kind of roles, right? Whether it be BA, whether it be scrum master or a product owner, so communication is the key, right? So one thing that should be very very prominent when you're speaking, that is confidence. So whatever you are speaking, just own it, right? Speak with confidence. So I'll tell you what happens at the what is the behind the scenes, what happens when you get a L1 call. So they have the HR or the QA TA team, talent acquisition person. They have a set of questions, and they are they will be like evaluating you based on the number of questions you answer, and they also have some sample answers and a lot of senior HR people, because they have been doing this for a very long time, so they can understand, though they don't have much experience in healthcare, but they can understand like whether this is just a rehearsed answer, or you actually know things. But still, if you are able to answer them, they will move forward with your candidature and will uh, help you to or will actually schedule a level 2 interview. So first thing is that you have to answer all the questions correctly. Now we are going to see what are the questions and answers, how we are going to approach. But again, coming back to the tips, 30 to 40% of the time they will ask you only simple yes no questions, right? So whether you have any, so again, I'll give a lot more. Most of my examples would be related to healthcare domain, but in case if you want any guidance with some other domain also, so I can help you out. You can uh, comment your questions below, or I'll give my mail ID also. You can reach me out for your queries and questions. I'll try to help you out. I have some amount of experience with retail, uh, and a little bit about finance, but okay, if I can see, I'll see how I can help you. If you have any query, please comment below, in below the video. Coming back, okay, so 30-40% of the time it would be simple yes no question, whether you have any experience with claims adjudication, do you have any experience with preparing BRD document or working in agile. So these kind of questions. So again, remember, most of the time you have to say yes, because again, on the same day when you are giving this level 1, the HR is going to talk to more 10 peoples. So the only evaluation parameter they have is communication, and the more number of yes you say, right? So don't think that okay, if I say yes in the level 2 round they might ask me this question or that question. Just say yes if you know about the term. If say suppose they ask you about Python, right? So obviously Python is a scripting language, but can be a bit complex at times. But most of the time the BA who use Python, they simply do chat GPT. How can I give me a Python code to compare two txt files and give me the difference between them. So it will give you a 4 line or 5 line Python code. You can run it on some simple uh, you know code editor, and your work is done. So there is no harm in saying yes, I know how to use it. You don't need to be a developer or a coder, right? So we can, I'll tell you again, when I cover this level 2 round, I'll tell you like how to manage uh, things that you don't know or which you don't have much experience in. But for the timing, just keep in your mind, if you are a little bit also familiar with the term, say yes, I know it, I have done it. uh, and most of the time they will ask you how many years of experience you have. So if they ask you about coding, say Python or say Java, so for Java they are not going to ask you. If they even ask you, then say no, I don't have any experience with Java or C++. But if they ask you about say Python, so you say that yeah, last 6 months I have been using it. Or say SQL. So obviously for every other thing like SQL, Power BI, you have to say 2 years. So it doesn't matter how many experience how much years of experience you have. You have 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, 3 years. Just say like that's the very good figure, 2 years, because that will make them believe that yes, you have done some amount of work in that, right? That is a very safe zone, right? You're not over promising that yeah, I have experience with SQL for last 5 years. But yes, if you're confident, surely go for it, right? So 2 years or say 18 months, 20 months is a very good approx figure to say about any kind of experience they ask you. How much years of experience you have working with agile mode. So agile mode, again, we all use agile methodology these days, either Scrum, Kanban, doesn't matter what framework you are using. So you can say 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You can even say if you have like 7 years of total experience, you can say throughout my career I have worked in agile mode. But yes, I also know about waterfall methodology, right? So yeah, so yes no question, you know how to answer that. Try to be positive in all these yes no questions, right? Then comes okay, these days a lot of interviews they take is AI interview, right? So even before you talk to an actual person, they will give you a link, and there you have to give your details, and you will hear a automated voice, agentic voice, basically AI, and she will ask you question or he will ask you question. So the key to crack those AI interview is using a lot of keywords in your answer, right? So suppose if they ask you, tell us about your experience, right, in about working in healthcare domain. So you should know what are the buzzword in this healthcare domain. For example, claims, uh, eligibility, enrollment, 834, 837, HIPAA, CMS, right? So these are the very buzzword keywords that you should use while you are answering that. And that, don't worry that what is there in your resume or not, because a lot of time they are not going to tally word by word that okay, this thing which you said in the interview is not present in your resume, right? But what matters is how, because again that's a natural language processing software that will evaluate your answer based on the number of words they match with their database, right? So that is how it works. So make sure that when you're giving the answer, you're covering, I'll also share like what should be the sample introduction script, so then you will understand how we should cover a little bit of everything. For example, requirement gathering, documentation, uh, SDLC, agile, and again healthcare domain. So when you're giving your introduction, yeah, you're covering everything. So the key to crack virtual interview is adding a lot of keywords, right? Make sure when you're, be prepared, right, that you can use ChatGPT, you can use any kind of this GenAI platform to generate an answer. I'll show you, I'll give you a script also which you have to use to generate these kind of answers, which we'll see in this video. So that was about virtual interview. Again, confidence is the key, I have already said that. Yes, one mistake which I have seen a lot of people, lot of candidates doing is they don't go through their resume really well, right? So you don't know actually what is there in your resume, what is written, though it is prepared by you, but a lot of time we take it for granted. I mean, we are not giving attention to it. So what tools were mentioned in my last project experience, right? Again, what are the uh, what are the different methodology mentioned in my, say, requirement gathering techniques, or how do you write user stories. So what is there in your resume, you should really know it well. So study your resume well, see what is there, and based on that generate a script, introduction script. So again, let's go to the next slide. So introduction script, I'll say have around 40% weightage of the interview. So whatever you will say during your introduction script, right, so that will decide like how your next question, what are the next question that your interviewer gonna ask you. So this has to be very well balanced. By well balanced, I mean it should have right uh, amount of functional knowledge. I mean, showcasing functional knowledge and leadership skill and technical knowledge, and also it should be well within time. I mean, time bound. I mean, it should not be very lengthy. Also, it should not be very short, right? So this is a script which even I use for my, whenever if I'm giving an interview, I use this script. So I'll paste this in the description box of the this video so that you can paste it, and along with this script you have to attach your resume, and if you have the job description, so you can attach that as well, and you can ask the chat gpt or claude or perplexity, whatever you are using, to generate a script for you, right? I'll show you how does that script looks and what level of answers does it give. And this is very 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 effective. I mean, if you're if you really want to crack your interview, I mean, if you go through this approach, I have seen this working uh, at least 80-90% for 80-90% of the candidate. Okay, so if you see the prompt, it simply says you're a senior business analyst working in healthcare domain for last 10 years. You can change this years of experience according to your, say if you have 3 years of experience or 5 or 7, just change it, right? Experience in revenue cycle management and all the keywords I have given here. So I have asked it to generate an introduction script and also provide short script for all the project experience, because a lot of time in interview they will ask you that tell us what your day looks like in when you were working for this particular company which is mentioned in your resume, right? So how will you explain that? So that also is very very important, because they are checking how efficiently you are able to explain the complex data flow or the complex the kind of work you were doing in simple terms to the interviewer, right? Because as a business analyst, that is one of our key job, right? To get the requirement from the business and explain it to technical team, and vice versa. So if the technical team wants to convey some message which is very technical, so we need to mellow it down, we need to convert it into simple terms so that the business will understand. Though things are a bit different today, because most of the business users are also very technical, or they are tech savvy, so they understand the technical terms. But again, this is one of the key skill that a business analyst should have, right? So let's see like what kind of I have a script generated, and I'll show you like what kind of script does this generate, right? So if you see this, uh, okay, let me go to the top. So this has this, it will give you uh, introduction script that you see how efficiently it is giving you the introduction script with uh, with categorization of the BA skill, healthcare knowledge, testing knowledge, end-to-end SDLC experience, and everything, right? So please do this. And for generating the script, you can use any I'll say use Claude, because I find this very effective. Claude.ai. This is also like chat gpt, because in chat gpt it gives a very short and not very to the point answer, but this is very very detailed, and it has a lot of keywords and very polished. If you and see, this is in first person format, so you can directly use this to uh, answer in the interview, right? Please practice this like a couple of times. I'll say at least 8-10 times, not couple of times but 8 to 10 times, and try to you know say this without looking into the script. And once you think yes, you are ready, you're confident, then you can uh, surely go ahead in the interview, right? You see this has given project experience also. Not very, this is not very detailed, not very, but not also not very short. I'll say this is very concise. If you want to have more, I mean, if you want to have more lines in those answers, I mean the project experience, so you can increase these lines. right? Keep the answer short, 5 to 6. So you can say keep the answer detailed and within 10 lines, right? You can simply say that. All right. Now the best part is, I would like to highlight something here. See, at the end, you see this script will also give you project scenario based question and answer, HR questions, and okay, I'll come to this at the end. So project scenario based question and answer, this will at least 60 to 70% of the time you will be asked scenario based questions. So tell us one of your key achievement in your last project, or tell us a difficult time when difficult stakeholder, or when you faced a challenge and how did you overcome it. So this will give you that kind of answer as well, right? For example, if we look into that script, so these are project related questions, right? So most challenging projects, so it is giving you very very detailed. Again, these kind of answers should have some data, because without data it makes no sense. So see, it is giving you data, it has technical terms, it has very short and very good answers. Okay. Again, they describe your experience with facets. You all might know that in healthcare, facets is a very very common and very popular tool used by lots of big giants for their claim processing and stuff, RCM. So they will ask you that how have you used it, what is your experience with SQL, tell us your experience with EDI X12. Then again, leadership and management related questions, these are also very very important. Now scenario based question. So I mean, if you are looking for a one stop solution for your L1 level 1 interview preparation, I think this should be it. This will give you all the, and I can guarantee you that at least 80% of the question, right, you can expect from this list which I have shown here. Okay. Now this is again very interesting thing. The last point that is there in our prompt: provide list of all tools mentioned in the resume and their alternatives. Why I have asked ChatGPT to generate alternatives? Because a lot of time, say you have worked on facets, but that company is using some other software. Say they are using QNext, right, or Health Rule Pair HRP, or this one Verity HRMS, or Javelina. So there are multiple tools, but all of these tools are doing same work, right? They are doing claim adjudication, claim processing, configuration, enrollment, revenue cycle management. It's doing the same thing. So but a lot of time, if the term itself is not familiar to us, we might think that, oh, it's not there in my resume, I should say no. So this is why I have prepared this. I asked this ChatGPT to provide me this list, so that doesn't matter if they ask me about facets, or say QNext or QPX or HRP, any tool they are asking me, I'll say yes, I know it, I have worked on it. If they counter question you that, okay, but this is not there in your resume, so you simply say, oh, it might happen that I have used it during initial days of my career, maybe I have missed it, so give me like a few seconds of time. If you want, I can edit my resume and send you that. Okay. Similarly, MS Visio, which we use for drawing this flow diagram, or different kind of models, uh, graphs, charts, actually flow diagrams, or ER diagram, or uh, these kind of diagram, we use MS Visio. So there are other alternatives: Lucid Chart, Draw.io, Smart Draw. You can, if they ask you any about any tool, you can simply say yes, I have used it. So we use Jira for project management, for ticket management, uh, There are other alternatives as well. Asana, Trello is another one which is again very common. Azure DevOps is again used by a lot of companies. They even call it ADO in short. So you should say yes, because more or less the interface is same, the functionality is same, right? Similarly for all the other tools also, everything is given. Again, EDI X12, this is not an alternative, because the kind of area where they focus is different. So EDI X12 is mostly claims related, or pair related. The files that we use, they cover, that comes under EDI X12. HL7 is mostly provider related, right? So that is different. ASC X12 again is mm, the organization which prepares these EDI files. So this is exactly not correct, but I think you get the idea, like what I'm trying to say, right? Now let's move on to our next slide. Right, so this is again the same thing. So how you are going to, and these are some very common questions and answers. So the answer which you see here, this is what I got from ChatGPT. That's why I said these are not very detailed or very good. You can try both. Try ChatGPT, Claude, try Perplexity. There are so many tools, Gemini. Try and see which answer you like the best, which is good for you to, understand, digest, and use that. Because the tool doesn't matter, the outcome matters, right? So this is what I wanted to tell you about the level 1 interview. uh, just to summarize, confidence is the key. Read your resume well, go through it, and use this prompt, which is there in the comment section, sorry, in the description section, to generate your script. And this script will, I'm sure if you prepare this script thoroughly, you are going to crack 8 out of 10 L1 interviews, right? And yes, you have to show the eagerness of joining. They ask a lot of HR based question, that why do you want to join this company. So just study a bit about the company which you are going to join. Make sure you have read the JD correctly, thoroughly, and you know what they are looking for. They might be looking for more of a functional business analyst, right? Not very technical, who can do a lot of client communication, who can do a lot of documentation, who can manage the team. But if the requirement is like that, and if you in the interview you talk more about technical things, then that's not gonna work for you. So study the job description thoroughly, nicely, uh, see what they are looking for, and tweak your answers according to that, right? So this is it. Please let me know, how do you find this video. Is this helpful? If this help you to crack level 1 interview, please come back and share your experience with other users in the comment. And please subscribe, and to get more business analysis related content in my channel. Thank you. Thanks a lot.